Hey, 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 dope people. It's your girl Paisley. I'm the Mindset Makeover Maven and the Dope Life Movement Creator. And you know what time it is. Sips about to go down. So you know what to do. If you are joining us live, go ahead and drop your heart emojis down below. And if you're catching us on the replay, make sure you drop your number twos in the comments down below. And don't forget to jump in here like double dutch, get in those comments and tell us what you're sipping on because we want to know. We want to know. We want to know. So, guys and girls, come on in here. It's Women's History Month. We're not leaving out the ladies. So, jump in here, and it's Women's History Month. We have some amazing guest for us on tonight, and then we also have some amazing sips on tonight. So make sure that you stick and stay so that you know what we got going on. Of course, your girl is going to always have some high quality H2O because we got to stay hydrated. And, and the weather is crazy here in the DMV. It's out of control. So it's hot, cold, hot, cold. Stay hydrated and keep your hands clean. That's all I can tell you. Tonight, we have a special guest. As you can see, these two beautiful women on here. Okay. They are here, and we have Taia and Daphne from Daphane Limoncello. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am super fantastic and wonderful.
Good. Wow, that's three things. Super, fantastic, and wonderful. I will
Yeah,
receive all of that.
it's like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Absolutely. And why not? And why not? It's Women's History Month. You can be all of that and more.
Listen and take up space and be loud.
All of that.
Because it's Women's History Month, and they told us to shut our mouths for a long time, and we talking now.
All the time.
We are
quiet
saying
later,
words. No, we are saying words
we
and
are
making
saying
things
all the
happen.
words.
Yes, and making things happen. So
And making things happen. So listen up. So guys, listen, you guys have sent us some beautiful bottles. Beautiful. Listen, y'all get into it. You know, we love a good bottle, right? So it's ultra premium, it says on the bottle. And the bottle is giving ultra premium.
thank you. Thank you. That was the
Yeah,
hope.
absolutely, absolutely. So, and you guys have two
flavors,
this is
yes.
a liqueur, yes?
Yes.
Yes, it is a liqueur.
Okay. So you have two liqueurs. You have the raspberry berry cello, and then we have the limoncello. So and I will say that I noticed the details, right? When I opened this, I was like, I love these little glass stoppers. Listen, I love it. I love everything about it. It's very very mindful, very demure.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
It's given lady.
That it is.
So I definitely appreciate the effort because I think that a lot of times people are out here just like, oh, I can make a better whatever spirit, right? And they so they do that and they just pour it in a bottle and like, here, buy this, right? But we buy things with our eyes first, right? We're gonna look at it. Like if this was on a shelf in your local spirit store, you're gonna be like, ooh, that's a cute tall bottle, right? You're not gonna put this on the bottom shelf. You're gonna put this on the top shelf because there's nothing above it. But you you have a nice tall bottle. You have your gold accents. It's giving luxury. so I am I'm definitely digging the bottles. Who came up with that creation?
So we actually we brainstormed the design of the bottle, and we actually did an outreach to family and friends
Uh-huh.
and had them vote on every detail of the bottle, the label, the name, the colors, the glass top or a cork. And so we actually call our sort of supporters Lemolinaires, sort of like a sommelier, like the wine. We call them Lemolinaires. And so we had a group of Lemolinaires who gave us their input and insight. And we continued to go back and forth with our bottle designer until we came up with that. And then once we had like 2 to 3 finalists, we sent it back out and they voted, and that was the winner.
Okay. I love that. So, you know, in our community, we don't sometimes we don't take the feedback from our community, right? And so being able to have that trusted group of people that you could go to and say, hey, what do you think about this? Would you buy this? Or, you know, what would make it pop more? Being able to have that trusted circle of family and friends that you can go to, and that they're going to give you that good advice, right? Not what you want to hear sometimes. You're like, I
You need
like
to
this one better, but they're like, sis, not that one. Pick the other one. Not today. And being able to do that. So kudos to you for creating an environment in the community where you have the ability to do that and you can take that feedback, because sometimes we can't take feedback.
Oh no, we welcomed it. And actually, we probably called them in more than they wanted to be called in, because we had multiple sessions where we made them come in and give us feedback on not just the product, but to your point, to the bottle itself. So
Gotcha. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me a little bit about why limoncello.
Yeah, so
Daphane's story.
actually, so there's like 3 parts to this story. So I will move through each part quickly. The first is this all was birthed from gathering of our friends on a weekend, almost every other weekend, living life together. So the ups, the downs, the joys, the not so great joys. And we would come together, and there was always 2 things: good food, good drinks. So that was a consistent part of our life. And my home was probably the sort of nesting place for all of that. And so one day on the way home, I stopped by the package store, not a big brand store, but a small package store that I love close to my home. And I said, oh my gosh, my friends, they're going to be here in like an hour, and I need to get something quick to drink. I don't feel like making cocktails. And the owner recommended limoncello. He said, have you ever limoncello before? I said, no, I haven't. Pulled some out of a freezer. I tasted it. I said, this is amazing. Grabbed a few bottles, came to the house, and we started making cocktails, sipping it, shooting it. A few years later, we went to Italy. Both my husband and Taia and her husband, Azim, and my husband, Stephen, we all went to Italy, and I was critiquing everyone's limoncello. So you go into these stores, every store you walk in, boutique store, it didn't matter. They give you limoncello. And so, because at this point in time, I had been drinking it for a couple of years, I started to critique it. At dinner, my husband, who is a serial entrepreneur, and I love that about him, he said, you should start your own limoncello. And I thought, ha ha, that is so funny. You know, you are such a great joker. And so when Taia came that night, I'm spilling drinks. I asked her, do you want to do this thing together?
We don't do that.
Right. I was about to say that, that's a no-no.
That's a no-no. So when Taia came to dinner later on that night, we had already been looking for something to do together because we spend so much time together. So I said, do you want to do this limoncello thing? She said, yeah. Well, I asked her after a few drinks. So I don't ask questions sober. You ask folks when they, have a few drinks. Yeah, when you have liquid courage, we have liquid courage.
I had no clue what I was signing up for.
Set you up, girl. Set you up.
Set you up. And then
in a good way.
In a good way. And then because my husband's a serial entrepreneur, we were back in the States, and I think within 14 days, we had an LLC. We had funders, which our husbands were our initial funders.
Company
And we were
name,
getting ready to
all the-
invite people in to decide on the formula. We had identified a distillery. So it was birthed from bringing friends together. The other part of it that I'll share is that I'm actually from Georgia, and my uncle he still does have a moonshine still.
Oh,
And the induction into adulthood in my family was that you had to drink a mason jar full of moonshine. And my grandmother
right,
would
right,
pour
pause, ma'am.
lemonade.
Pause,
right,
ma'am.
right.
What you're not gonna do is just slide right by that.
Like that's normal, right?
Wait, you had
It
to
was
drink a who what of moonshine?
the men had to drink a full jar, and you have like all day to drink it. For the women, it was half a jar. I mean, well, it's about 3/4, but my grandmother would add lemonade to it. And so so when I tasted limoncello, I was like, this is the best of both worlds. I get my moonshine and I got some lemon. I'm loving this. I grew up on this. I know what it tastes like.
Right.
So limoncello also would birth on the fact that my induction into adulthood started with a
A
lemon-based
mason jar
drink.
full of liquor.
Right.
It did. It did.
So when you turn 20, that part of the story is fascinating. So you turn 21, they said, drink this.
No, you turned 16.
Okay. All right.
This is the country. This is a country in Georgia. So 21,
Listen,
no.
there is no
It's
judgment here.
16.
We listen and we don't judge.
There's no judgment. And actually, you know what? Even if people
And if
judge,
you
I
do
don't
judge,
receive it.
then go somewhere else.
I don't receive that. I do not receive that because that induction into adulthood made me the fierce, tenacious woman that I am today. And so absolutely, why not?
Listen. Okay, family in Georgia with the moonshine still.
Listen, I'm in Louisiana sipping a wine cooler thinking I was doing something.
You thought you was doing something,
Right,
girl.
no.
I don't know how old either one of you are, but I was sipping a pink champagne in New York City.
I guess I was the only one out down there
Yes,
drinking hard
Girl, you
yes,
was
liquor.
out
ma'am.
there getting your good grown up on.
Right.
There it
Your
is,
good
though.
grown up on.
Good grown up, good grown up. You know what? At 16 years old, and everyone doing sweet 16 birthday parties.
Y'all doing
In
moonshine with
Georgia,
lemonade on the porch with grandma.
that's exactly what
Right,
it was.
right.
With the cars passing by and you're waving at people while you're trying to get that moonshine down because you had to finish it before sundown. So yeah.
Leaning to the side, waving. You wasn't sitting straight up.
Right. Hey, hey. Listen, you know what I love that. That actually is just super fascinating to me because I think in our communities, and I like that you said, right, this is Women's History Month, but you said that like the men had the induction, but the women also had the same induction into, your adulthood. And so like we gonna let y'all drink half of it, but you still gonna drink it.
Right.
I might pour some lemonade in it, but you still gonna get in here and get to it. So I remember when my daughter turned 21, I took her to Miami, and I said, like, I don't want you to go to Miami your first time with your little knucklehead friends, and now you looking like these other crazy girls throwing up on the side of the sidewalk with somebody holding your hair back. I don't love that look for us. I don't love that for it. And I want you to know how to handle your liquor. So I said to her, I said, you're going to start with just one thing, because that way, if it was gin that didn't love you or tequila. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we done threw back so much stuff, we have no idea which one didn't love us, right? Or we didn't love ourselves because we was doing all that foolishness. But that was really important to me to do that. And so she was in my care. She had someone who loved and cared about her to make sure that this experience didn't go left, right? And so your family did the same thing for you, like, girl, sit on this porch and get it down. The sun is coming down now.
Right, right.
You see them lightning bugs out
Right, right.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it also taught us that like this is real. Like you have to be responsible with alcohol and like this is what it'll do to you. Because trust you me, the next day we all were like, yeah, that's not something we're gonna be doing on a regular
Ever
basis.
again. Right.
doing that
Right.
anymore.
Yeah,
That
this
was
is not
crazy.
for the faint.
At all.
Listen, I love it. So we got Tammy in here. She says she is sipping on some high quality H2O. So let me get back to these. Okay, back to the comments. So yes, so I love that. So now, and you guys have been friends for how long?
Oh gosh.
It's 12 years now because we were friends for almost 10 years when we started the business. So I think
I
it's been
feel like
12.
it's been a little longer because when I think about I've been in Houston, the twins are 15. We moved to Houston when they were in elementary school. So we're just talking almost 16 years now. So I feel like because Lauren was in third grade that next year, so I think it's been a little longer.
Oh, wow. Well, as you can see, we've lost track of time. Our kids, let's just say
Listen,
this, our daughters were very young,
Well, a long time come.
uh, and they were young, we'll say that.
Yes.
And now we have daughters
I
in
love
college.
that.
Those same two girls that became friends that connected us are now in college. So,
Oh, okay. So you guys got connected through the kids.
Yes.
yes.
And
These children
dance.
do it. They make you do some crazy stuff.
Oh,
They do, they do. So they were both in competitive dance, and became friends. And then because the moms spent so much time together, that's how Ty and I started to spend time
Yeah,
together.
dance is out of control. My kids did track and football, and track is equally out of control.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
At least we were
it's a lot.
indoors. Even though we were there, 12, 14
Listen,
hours, we were indoors and not outdoors. You can have that life.
baby, let me tell you something. We were at the Junior Olympics in Houston, and I was like, I never need to do this again. I'm sitting still, I'm not moving, and I am drenched. I'm not running anybody's nothing, and I am sitting here and I am drenched in sweat. And that Houston heat is not for the faint of heart. So
No, not at
It
all.
is not. It is
at
not.
all,
Well,
at all.
unless you keep a cold bottle of limoncello or berrycello in your freezer, which is what we recommend. In hot climates, keep it in your freezer, pop it out.
Well, responsible
I
little
pull
sip.
mine from the freezer. It's cold, you can sip
All,
it or shoot it
all
by
you
itself.
track
So
parents. I don't want to see no limoncello being snuck into the stadium.
Be responsible with your sips.
Sip responsibly, please, and thank you. And keep you some high quality H2O on the side.
and keep some high quality H2O.
Yes.
We can do that too.
Yes.
Yes. But I will say this. I do like if you have something that you love, put it in the freezer and keep it in the freezer so that way it's already cold when you get ready to make your cocktail. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get
That's the
into this sip. So
recommendation.
I've already poured a little bit of the limoncello here. So
Now, do you have it chilled?
no, I poured this out of the bottle. I have my cocktail glass is chilling right now. It has ice in it.
Because it's a
That's good.
different taste when it's chilled versus when it's room
Well,
temperature
I
out of the
can put some ice in here, but we go. I want to.
Go
I
for
am.
it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna put this ice in here. They making me work today, y'all. It is very different. Oh my goodness.
Hence why we keep it chilled. Mm-hmm.
So it had a good, nice, balanced flavor when it wasn't chilled.
Right.
But putting a little chill on it, you could, yep, you could just sit down and be like, yep, that is good.
It is amazing how that makes a difference. It elevates it for some reason. It's so good.
And we're all about elevating our sips over here. So I'm gonna put some ice in the berry before I even put it to my lips.
I love it. That's the versatility, right? You can sip it, you can shoot it, or you can mix it in a cocktail.
Now I heard that the Italians don't think that you should be shooting this stuff.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
When we were in Italy, they were giving us limoncello shots everywhere we went.
You don't tell me not to shoot my I drink it how I drink it.
We would shoot it anyway. And it's the fun thing is that like it's your drink and how you want to have a luck sip.
Right.
It's completely up to you. You should don't tell anybody how you want to. Yeah.
Because I have my limoncello in a
100% agree with
cocktail.
that. We tell people that on the show all the time. People are like, "Oh, how are you supposed to drink whiskey? However you want to. It's your drink. Drink it how you want to."
Mm-hmm.
So what I do like is because I don't love super sweet, and I do like that. I don't feel like a lot of liqueurs. It's not even. I'll say this too. Like a lot of liqueurs are heavy because they're syrupy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't that. This is nice. It's light. Most people are not. You don't want to put a liqueur in a glass and just drink it because it's too much, right? And this is not too much. This is
Perfect. Right.
mm-hmm.
Because again, we wanted you to be able to sip it, or if you wanted to elevate it and make a cocktail, go for it and still get that same experience.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna elevate and make a cocktail.
Well, let's go. Taia, what are you drinking?
I was about to say, y'all, while I'm over here doing this,
Right.
I have some gin and lemon juice in here because I went on y'all's website and y'all gave me a little recipe.
Yes. So I am drinking our recipe for Fool's Gold. So this
I saw that.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I saw that.
Yes, it is like a fan favorite. Even people who think that they shy away from a bourbon or a whiskey, when they have this cocktail,
Mm-hmm.
every time, and they keep coming back. So I have our limoncello with Woodford, fresh lemon juice, and a hint of simple syrup, and it's making me happy. It's
Ooh.
No, that's right. She said it's making me happy. And sometimes we need a little, liquid happiness in our lives.
Absolutely. What are you drinking, Daph?
So I have the easy version tonight. So I just have the berry cello, and y'all know I love Izzy's and San Pellegrinos. So I literally am just taking berry cello and mixing it with an Izzy. Sometimes I mix it with a San Pellegrino, and that's it. And it's a splash. You only need a splash.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my go-to when I get home. I'm just like, I don't want a lot of ingredients. I'm just going to pour and pour, and I'm good.
And squeeze in, right?
I love that. Listen, easy is preferred some days. So y'all see this. Y'all see
now
this.
You have made a beautiful cocktail.
I
Yes.
know, right?
Y'all look at my
That is
cocktail.
beautiful.
Lovely.
Stop playing with me on Sippin'
We cannot. You are showing out tonight with this berry cello.
And I
am
got my lemon.
limoncello. Yes.
Bam. That's done.
Right.
So normally I will say with this, because this is a beautiful cocktail, normally I would use my Blue Henry, which is also a Black woman owned brand. It's a Blue Henry cocktail garnish. So normally I would use a dehydrated lemon because that would be beautiful sitting right on top of this.
It would.
So, but And this is also Conniption Gin, which is also a woman-owned brand.
Yeah,
Love
it
But
is.
we talking about limoncello.
All right, cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love it. And your cocktail looks beautiful. And I think during Women's History Month, whatever your Lux sip is, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, high quality H2O, whatever your sip is, just make it a luxury sip. Get you a great glass. Don't drink out of your regular glasses. I say for every woman during Women's History Month, pull out your best glassware and sip, even if it's your orange juice in the morning. Sip with a
So let me
Lux
tell you
twist because we deserve
why
it.
Daphne's my friend now, because you know what I've been telling these people for the last 4 years? What I started doing, I had my grandmother's china cabinet with all this china on display, and I had my mother's wedding dishes, and I had all of this stemware. I love stemware. I promise you, I drink my water out of a crystal goblet every day.
Love
it.
I'm definitely making my cocktail. There will be no red cups at my house. And if you like red cups, do you? It's not my aesthetic, right? It's because I feel like if I have these things, I'm a special occasion.
Right.
So every day is an opportunity for me to celebrate something. And so I use my good china on a regular basis, and I use my good stemware on a regular. It makes you feel good. I mean, just
well, listen, they might want to bedazzle their red cup, so let them bedazzle their red cups. Just, you know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
listen
take it to the
and
next
we don't
level.
judge.
We don't judge at all.
If you love your red cup, bedazzle it.
Right.
Don't bedazzle it. Pour your premium sip in it. Whatever works for you. But what I don't want people to feel like you cannot enjoy on a regular Wednesday a luxury sip in your finest stemware.
Absolutely.
Now, this ain't my stemware because I'm at the hotel in College Park, because this is where we do our show. And they brought me a lovely little setup here. But
I love it.
I have these exact same glasses at home.
I think that,
What's funny, my girlfriend who's from Texas, she came to visit one time, and I love stemware. I have all these different glasses. And she was like, "You don't have martini glass." I said, "I don't drink martinis." And when she went back home, the next week, I got a set of 12 beautiful crystal martinis.
Oh, wow.
Lovely.
So those sit on the bar, and baby, I'm gonna put a Manhattan in it. I'm gonna put whatever I want to. I might just listen. Whatever I want to sip out of it, I'm gonna sip out of it.
That's what you do. Well, put your limoncello and your berrycello in your freezer, and you just pour it in the chill glass, and you're good.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, Taia,
like tie your shoe.
Correct me. Thank you, Taia. A Taia shoe. If you're from New York, you got a Taia on your car. So, Taia, I know that you guys are partners, and the brand is named after Daphne. So how did that happen?
We haven't talked about this in a long time, but we'll go back. So it felt like the right thing to do, and it was what's supposed to happen, because this all came together after her battle with breast cancer. So it was really kind of like celebrating and just acknowledging everything that she had been through in that past year. And her fight and her determination and her grit. And talk about somebody like walking around like, you know, maybe she had a little cold and nothing was really happening. That was this woman. So to take this venture and make it about her was a no-brainer.
I love that. I love that because like anybody else, I think, I don't want to say anybody else, but some people would feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey,
but
you
we
know
got
I
this
got the
bad,
calls, right? You know I
we
got the
got
calls and the text messages like,
yeah, those people who don't understand the relationship and they don't understand the mission and the ministry, right? And
yes,
so those were the ones who were calling like, girl, how you a partner? And this is named after her completely.
right,
Like, why is
right.
not named Taia?
Right. You know how we do.
Typhony. Why is it not named that? so no, I get it, and I think that's a beautiful story. It was the moonshine that she had in her system from when she was 16 that helped her to fight.
Right?
So uh,
You know, because you know it's still in her system, right?
it's still in
Tenacity.
there. It's in her DNA. Like when you take it out, it's part moonshine. Like cut it out.
There it is. I'm sure it is.
So no, I think that's a beautiful story and a beautiful friendship. You know what I mean? To be able to say, hey, you know what? There's no ego here. This is my friend, and it was the right thing to do in that particular moment. And so
Absolutely.
everybody else will be quiet.
That part.
You know, like what part of this are you? Were you weren't shooting in the gym with me? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So we made a decision as friends to do this, and this is how it came together. And I think that's a beautiful story. So, Daphne, you know, to your, I think that's a beautiful part of your story, right? Um, as friends, and then like a lot of people might think, oh well, you know, y'all only been friends for 10 years. and 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 but I think our friendships have seasons,
Mhm.
and our friendships have rotations, right? I have friends, people that I've known since I was in kindergarten, and I have my BFF from high school, and
Mhm.
I have people who have been introduced to me through other people just more recently, right? And I'm excited for every one of those friendships. And as women, I feel like we need to do more of coming together and instead of being divisive, right? And separating us.
And
Well,
feeling threatened by those other and new, right?
uh, say that again for the people in the back. I'm gonna sip on my.
Like there's enough love and support to go around. There is no need to feel threatened or left out.
And there's enough shine for everyone.
Everyone.
And
Oh, absolutely.
you don't have to dim your light for someone else. And if you do, you need to figure out if that's the room you're supposed to be in.
Mhm.
But there's enough shine for all of us, right? And we can all be celebrated, and we can and we should celebrate each other, because our community has enough going on, especially right now. We got enough going on that we don't need to be fighting amongst each other over whose name is on the bottle.
Listen, our core group, like that's not even a thought, right? It is that group of women where we can kick off our shoes and we can laugh and we can cry and we can share and not be afraid to be vulnerable. Like that's the kind of women that we love to have around us.
Absolutely. And I think there is something to be said again about creating those types of communities
Mhm.
where we can laugh until our stomachs hurt and we can't breathe, right? Because
Yes.
listen, I love a good kiki. I love a good kiki. And we also need to be able to be in those spaces where somebody can say, sis, did you like fix that? Because where you going with that on? Move that over here and lift your boobs up. So whatever you got to do, tuck them in, lift them up, throw it over your shoulder. I don't know, but we need to be in those types of circles and those types of communities where we can uplift each other. This is about, queen sips, right? This is not just where we're like, we want to show up in spaces and places, and then as you leave, they're like, I can't stand her.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I am going to be level 53 this year, next month to be exact. And I don't
Absolutely.
have the time or the energy to be fooling around with any, like, there's certain energies that I choose not to surround myself with, right? Because it's not conducive to progress. And if it's not conducive to progress, then what are we doing? What are we talking about? And I need somebody who can say, girl, you were wrong. And that I know that they're saying it in love, to be able to receive that in, okay, well, what should I have done differently? What could I have done differently? And be able to take that feedback. And we need to make sure that we are curating those types of circles for ourselves as women. And I don't care what your community is and who your circle is. You got to think, like, if you walking away thinking, I don't know, then maybe that's not your crew. That's not your tribe.
That's
you know? And so I love that your circle and your circumstance is that of collaboration and support, and being able to come together. In the word that you use, be vulnerable. I think a lot of times, right, in this day and age, we feel like vulnerability is overused, but it's real, because the Dope Life movement. Dope is spelled DOP, for dope on purpose. The Dope Life movement is about showing up and being your true self, right? We're running around wearing these masks all the time, pretending that we're somebody that we're not. We really need to be able to show up and be ourselves each and every day in each and every space. But the problem is, half the time we don't know who we are.
Well, and I think part of our hope with this business is to model that, right? To model that, as like, in order to truly heal and move the Black community forward, we have to have models of it. And I believe so deeply in modeling and showing others what it could be. I often say to folks, like, love is public, healing is private, but we need that public love to take with us in those private moments to heal. That is when we can uplift and support other sisters and really understand. And, I think so much of it is, we have created a culture where division is sexy and connection and love is rare. And I hope in our own small world that Taia and I can show something different. We don't always agree. We agree on a lot of things, but there are times when we don't agree. And we have to say, okay, sis, let's talk about this. There are moments when we're like, you know what, I'm not feeling this, or I need to give you some feedback, or this isn't working. And I think in those moments, it's about the thing and not the other person. And so how do you not take it personal? And so when people are like, oh my gosh, this product is named after you, and what about Taia? And I have to say to folks, why, my question to folks when they came to me was, why is your vision so limited? Because when Taia and I started this, we were thinking about tomorrow. See, you still today. Tomorrow,
you sitting here and today, and I'm down the road. I'm down the road with my great grandbaby,
what's coming next.
sipping limoncello on the porch, and actually giving them their first sips when they turn 16 years old. Stop playing with us.
And that's the thing, right? Because, like, we're bringing out a new product in the near future, and that's going to be named after Taia. And so don't get so caught up in your today when there's a group of us who are already on tomorrow. And so I say to folks all the time, as soon as they say something, I'm like, sis, get out of today. Come with me to tomorrow, because our vision is down the road, but you're so caught up in that. But division is so sexy, right? Like, oh my gosh, look at all the reality shows and ratings are up when there's division. And we
Absolutely.
just in the Black community have to understand that that trauma that we place as important also doesn't help us to heal. And so I just hope that as a community, and particularly during this month, that we have
Mhm.
just more examples of not just single women and their achievements, but ways that they leverage their village. And I say to folks all the time, like professionally and personally, I am successful, but I've not done anything by myself. I don't tout any type of accomplishment by myself. And so I just hope during this month we start to talk about that, like private healing, but you need that public love and that care. And even during my fight, I was circled, I was encamped by his angels. And then his angels leveraged the women in my life to give me that on the ground earth support, but I had angels encamped around me, right? And so I think to understand that is to truly understand that when we start to say, when we truly start to say connection, being together is sexy versus division in our community as women, we're going to find ourselves moving forward.
Listen, I think that you are so right, and there's so many things you like. You said so much in that small amount of
Little
words that
package,
you
right?
said, right? The little, you just packed it up, put it in a Hershey's Kiss, and was like, boom, here y'all go. I will say this, right? I tell people all the time, your trauma is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. And so if we don't do the work to heal, then we're going to bleed on people who did not cut us. And that is not okay. And so we have to go into that quiet space, and we have to surround ourselves in that quiet space with those people that we trust and we love, and that we know have our best interest at heart, so that we can do the work to heal ourselves. Because when we heal ourselves, we heal the generations behind us, and we heal the generations that are to come. And so if we don't do that work, then we're leaving this place worse than what it was before. And our job is to make sure that we try to make this a better place, right? And so we need to do that. If you don't want to do it for you, look at your offspring and think about the ones that are going to come behind them and say, is this what I want to leave them? No, I want to leave them a legacy. I don't want to leave them this drama,
generational trauma, right?
This generational trauma,
right.
that nobody decided, hey, you know what, it stops with it stops and starts. Like, it's hard. I'm not even gonna hold you. It is hard. It is difficult to sit back and do that work, and to be like, the buck stops with me. We're not doing this anymore. And this is how I'm going to do it for me and mine. See, a lot of the times, and I hear people all the time talking about, well, why the families don't get together no more? Because Uncle Bobby was a pedophile, and nobody wanted to talk about that, right? And so, and now we keep saying, oh, go over there and give Uncle Bobby a hug. No, she don't want to, and she don't have to. And it's okay.
Yes.
Right. And it's not disrespectful. It is, I'm in control of my own situation and my own body. And I trust my gut to say, something ain't right over here and I don't want to be here, so that I can remove myself from certain situations, and whatever that looks like for individuals. But we don't want to talk about that. Right. And we don't want to, it's disrespectful. There's a way to disrespect. There's a difference between disrespect and being able to set boundaries.
Self-protect about that.
Girl, I like that. There's a difference between disrespect and self-protect. But there's a difference between being disrespectful and setting boundaries respectfully. Right. And we need to know the difference. And I love all of this for us. I love that we're kicking off Women's History Month in this way. I am so grateful that at this point, I don't even know how I came across Daphane Limoncello, but I make it my business to to know about all of the women-owned brands and the Black-owned brands and things like that, because I think it's
Love that.
important.
Yes.
I think it's important for us to highlight us. And I know that you guys are working on your expansion. And so when we do things in the DMV, our local events, like we have Paisley Palooza that's coming up.
Nice.
You know, as you
Yes.
guys, Paisley
got you.
Palooza. Paisley, look, April is my birthday month, and
Love
so
it.
we have a whole situation of Paisley Palooza that's coming up for the month of April. And I like to highlight our brand partners and different things and that people may not necessarily have come across if it hadn't been for us to say, hey, yo, you need to go make you a little lemon drop with this good limoncello.
Right.
Do you see this cocktail? It's almost like, it's delicious. And so that's what I'm sipping on. And Taia,
Yes.
like the Taia,
You got
like
it. You did it.
like the
I
Taia
know, right?
car. Saya is drinking her fool's gold, and Daphne is over here sipping on her very simple, very easy pour cocktail that she created
A
on
little raspberry spritz.
Raspberry spritz in your life.
Spritz.
So simple, so good.
Yes.
So simple and so good. And I love simple, and I love good. So so we, I thank you ladies for taking the time out of your schedule to join us and to share with the masses the Daphane Limoncello and Berrycello products. First of all, if you just joining us, look at these bottles. And then now where they can find you if you're not in their area, can they order online? What can they do?
Yes, so they can go to one of two websites. So Ty and I always got to figure this out. So there's the DaphaneLimoncello.com, D-A-P as in Paul, H as in happy, A as in apple, N as in Nancy, E. So DaphaneLimoncello.com. And then there is KashidBeverage.com, which we didn't share, but I'll share it real quick. So Taia's last name is Rashid and my last name is Carter. And when you put them together, the actual name of our business is Kashid Beverage. I'm saying breakfast. I must be hungry. It's Kashid
I'm gonna take steak and
Beverage.
eggs, please.
I can't wait. So you can go to KashidBeverage.com, and on there it'll say where to find us, and you can order it online.
So guys, and if you can't remember all of that right now, go to DelacePage.com and we will have it on the website, and we'll shoot that out to you in our emails so that you guys can actually go and go get you some.
Absolutely. And if anyone wants a signed bottle, we always say this. If you want a signed bottle in a special package, then just email us at info at Kashid Beverage.
Looking at my bottle like it's not signed.
We'll get you a signed bottle in a special package.
Right? Your birthday present.
For your birthday. For your birthday.
Y'all better stop playing. Paisley Palooza come through with the signed bottles.
Look, we might have to come to the DMV for Paisley Palooza. Please send us the schedule,
right?
so we can show up.
A little hangout.
If you pull up at Paisley Palooza, baby, we gonna have a time.
We can't wait. You need to send us the schedule
All
of
the
the
info.
event so we can figure out when we're gonna come.
Yeah, not to
Azim to give me y'all's email addresses.
Send it to us directly.
Tell Azim to give me y'all's email addresses so that I
we can
send
show
it directly to you. There's a whole month of things you can pick and choose from which one you want to come to. But pull up on Paisley Palooza.
I will be excited to pull up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I love, 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 love that you guys have
Thank
taken
you.
out the time of your day away from your children and your family to be here on Sippin' and Soul Speak to share with us your beautiful product, your limoncello and your berry cello. I love that we kicked off Sippin' and Soul Speak's Herstory Month, right? The Women's History Month with this beautiful product and you beautiful ladies with
Thank
such
you.
a beautiful
you.
story. I think that sometimes we go out and we get stuff and we don't know the backstory. And
Mhm.
so being able to provide that to everyone here is amazing. So I really want to thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am so honored to be here. Keep fighting and keep curating a circle of women and people who support you and are able to stand up for you when you are not around.
That's true.
Yes.
Thank you.
So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm looking for
Yes.
my signed bottle and I'm going to send you the information so y'all can pull up on Paisley Palooza.
Absolutely. We will be
Yes.
honored.
Because y'all need to be out and about in DC. And it's cherry blossom season during my
Oh, it's
birthday.
gorgeous.
Absolutely. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you again so much. Guys, if you have joined us live, make sure that you drop your heart emojis down below. And if you're catching us on the replay, make sure you drop your twos on the comments down below. Don't forget to tell us what you're sipping on. We don't care if it's water or wine, everything in between and beyond. We just love that you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we love that. So make sure that you tell us what you're sipping on, even if you're on the replay. We love it, love it, love it, love it. Go to DaphaneLimoncello.com, cop you a few bottles of this, because guess what? The weather is going to change real soon, and I promise you, you want to be sitting outside on your porch with a cool, cool beverage of this
That you do want
limoncello
that.
and on your porch, on your balcony, or wherever you need in your basement. I don't care where you sip it.
We
Just
don't care.
make sure you get it. And y'all know I don't take the funk here. So if I'm telling you that it's for real, it's for real. Because there's a lot of things out here that I was, it's all right. This is for real. So make sure that you get that. And when you got listen, as soon as you're available in this market,
Yes.
I need to know.
We will definitely let
We'll
you
make
know.
sure, right?
need to know because I need to go to all my little spots and be like, y'all got that Daphne Limoncello?
We love that. Thank
I
you.
know.
They'll be like, what is that? Like, oh, you don't know? I'm gonna need you to get it. So I because I don't love lemon drops. And this is a version of a lemon drop, right?
Yes.
And you see my glass is empty.
Your happy
So
glass. Yes.
my happy glass is empty. So I really do need to be in these spaces and places where I can get me a lemon drop with the Daphne Limoncello.
That's right.
Absolutely. You said all the right words.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you again. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. You
Yes.
guys
Thank
have
you.
you guys have an amazing rest of your week, and tell Azine to shoot me your email.
Yes, right.
We will. And happy pre-birthday to you.
That's
I
right.
hope you have a beautiful Paisley Palooza month, and we hope to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you
You're
guys.
welcome.
You guys have a
Thank you.
wonderful evening and
too.
enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week.
You're
All
right.
right. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.